Thank you for tuning in to the Next Flick and Heels. I am going to give you a review, a preview of Janet Jackson's documentary that we all have been waiting for forever. Since the day she started taking control. I get what I want. Control. Okay, so I want to discuss with you. Chime in, tell me how you feel, what you're thinking about what you think this documentary really is going to be about. Because I do not want to disappoint you. I don't want to be disappointed. I have this very strong, intense feeling that it's not going to be as personal as we think it's going to be. And I can understand that. She's a public icon, has been since the day she came out of her mother's womb. Okay, like me. I'm not going to start that today. I'm not going to start that with you because I am a star. Yes, I am a star in my daddy's eyes. Anyway, I had to bring out the leather. I had to bring out the leather jacket from about 3-4 years ago. This is a Steve Madden leather coat jacket, and this Moto coat is hotter, okay? And because we've been in COVID and my weight has been up and down and up and down and up and down, I already done bust through a sleeve. I'm talking about, I feel like that. Matter of fact, I bust through 2 sleeves. I feel like the Incredible Hulk. Just played it. Dum, 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 dum. We're not going there. Okay, focus short. Anyway, I think we'll all get a glimpse into her life, but we're basically going to see the obvious. We know there's going to be the story about her brother, Michael. We know they're going to ask that question. We know they're going to go into how did you feel when he passed? And I don't know why people continue to ask the question when she's already done interviews about the way she felt when her brother passed. Like anybody who's close to their sibling, losing them could be devastating, and it could make them shut down. It can make them do several things. Everyone acts and behaves differently when they have a loss in their family. They're also going to discuss her father. These are the obvious. We know they're going to talk about her dad, how he raised them. He was abusive. What did he do specifically towards you? Which I don't think I've ever can remember them asking, what did he do to you specifically? Because there was a lot of children, and you know, growing up, he was pretty much gone, but she still received the backlash and the physical abuse and maybe verbal abuse as well. They're going to talk about how she felt when he passed. Other things they're going to discuss will be the other siblings, you know, her big sisters, her brothers. We know they're going to talk about that. They're also going to discuss in this documentary, and I'm getting this from the commercials that they're giving us, these 3-minute commercials that they're giving us of her documentary. You know, the alleged baby that she had earlier, and who's being raised by her older sister, you know, that looks just like her. But sometimes our nieces and nephews do favor us, you know, who knows? Again, this is alleged, so they will be discussing that. I don't know why I keep talking like this. Anyway, they're going to discuss her dating life, Jermaine Dupri, the husband, the first ex-husband, or alleged, I don't know if that's true or not, that she had with the DeBarge. And they'll probably even ask her about the alleged love child that she had with him. They're going to keep going on and on about her boyfriends, her dating life, her man, why she broke up with Jermaine. You know, I'm going to get into that too about that Jermaine. I need to know. They're going to talk about the current and the most recent ex-husband. What happened with that, and they probably definitely won't go into real detail about that, which I can understand that too. Can she have something to herself? I can understand that. I got a feeling they're going to talk about the baby, her new baby, a beautiful, juicy little baby, um, being a mother and having a child at the age that she did have her child. And of course, dancing, her routines, her diet, her hair, her nail color, all of that they're going to discuss. But what I want to prepare you all for is I'm thinking I'm preparing you, but I don't know for sure. This is a legend. This is all in my head. I just have a strong feeling you're not going to get what you want to get. She said it's going to be how could you combine all of this stuff within all this information that, for the 5 years that they accumulated this documentary about her. How do they obtain that information and then put it within 4 hours? Because it's going to be like 2 days. So it's going to be like it's Friday and then Saturday. 2 hours on Friday, 2 hours on Saturday. My question is, do you really think they're going to really go deep? We could have had it all, rolling in the deep. See, they're fire monsters that need to be put out because there's just so much going on in my head. Kind of like an escapade. But anyway, escapade, we'll have a good time. Leave your worries behind. Okay, focus. Back to what I believe this documentary is going to mainly be about. The Super Bowl nip slip. Now that probably might have been too much. I'm going to have to edit that out. Do you know what I believe this documentary is going to be about? The nip slip, the whole Super Bowl fiasco. It was unfortunate. It was completely unfortunate. It was an accident. I don't feel like she should have apologized. There's been plenty of people who've performed on stage and may have been exposed. I've seen it happen to Toni Braxton. It has happened to several people. It may not have been in an arena like that, but it has happened before. And I don't think she owes anyone an apology. I feel like they did give her, she got the stinky end of the stick. It's unfortunate. It is very unfortunate. It was very unfair. It was, you'll get to see it because I believe majority of this documentary is going to be about that. It's not going to go into detail about what did you and your husband have for dinner? What were most of your discussions? Stuff like that. So I came up with some questions that, me and my homegirls, when I'm kicking it with my homegirls, we turn up, that's my song. That has nothing to do with Janet, which you can obtain on Apple Music. You can also get it on Spotify. The song is titled Homegirls. It's basically a song about, having a hard day at work, you're going through stuff, and, basically sometimes you just want to kick it with your homegirls. They're usually the escape. You can bounce things off of them. Back to Janet. The lady who gave us "We Are a Part of the Rhythm Nation." Dun, 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 dun. I had this friend in high school. His name was Geratio Lofton, and he loved Janet Jackson. He knew all the routines to everything. And he was a very smart kid in high school. I'm sure he's still highly intelligent and doing well. Anyway, every time I hear Rhythm Nation, Escapade, and basically any song that was out around that time, like when I was in elementary school, which was probably, the late 80s. We're not going there. Anyway, all I know is that's the way love goes. That's the way love goes. That's the way love goes. Welcome again back to the Next Flick and Heels. So these are some things that we're hoping, me and my homegirl, we're hoping that they will discuss. I wrote down a list here, and I will be referring to this list. So basically, these are simple questions that, they really never go into details about with Janet. They will ask about her and Tupac and the task and, how was it shooting a movie and da 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 da. But one thing I know that she has her and her brother or her family, I'll say more her and her brother, that I am aware of, are active within the community. They donate lots of money to different organizations. And I would like them to expound on those organizations. I would like to hear more about what her passion is. Now, I know she's big in the community, okay, the LGBTQ and the ones that do not identify as. I don't know what that initial is, but I'm willing to learn. Teach me, oh Lord, show me your ways. Again, it's fire monsters going off here. I want to know what causes near and dear to her heart, and if she actually physically goes out and in these organizations. I remember as a young child seeing Michael Jackson going into the Children's Hospital, going into these third world countries. Yes, that's my stomach growling. Going into these third world countries and, you know, spending time with these kids. And I just want to know what nonprofit or war organization that she runs. Maybe I need to do better research. It must be maybe out there. I just hadn't seen it myself. Other things that the next question, I want to go ahead and start this and give this statement now. I know that it may seem insensitive because the type of question it is. So I'm going to ask it first. So I know her parents were strict, mainly her dad. I know they were Jehovah Witnesses, and you know, I don't know or have any concern or any I don't need to know what her religion is. That's between her and her God. And but I know that they were strict, and her dad was really he was strict and abusive verbally and emotionally and physically. However, I know again it may sound insensitive to you, but I'm going to explain why. So, was there ever a spanking or punishment? I don't know why. This is just coming from the homegirls. Was there ever a time or a spanking or punishment that was just like, it's just something you and your siblings laugh about from time to time? And I don't know. It's just, you know, as kids, we do things that we tend to get us in trouble. We do things that may have our parents just wondering, like, what were you thinking when you did stuff like that? I do remember now, my parents were strict, and my dad did not play. Okay, he played the radio, but trust and believe he controlled that radio. Do you hear me? Okay, the speaker, them old school speakers, them old school records, all of that. But anyway, I remember one time, I don't know why I have to tell the story, but the reason why I'm telling the story is so that you understand I'm not being insensitive. So one time, because I got whooped, honey. Yeah, I'm that child. I got lots of spankings. So one time, my daddy asked me and my brother. I have a brother named Michael as well. So he's the brother under me, the oldest little brother. I have two little brothers. And so my dad asked us to go and make up the bed. And I know that he probably had us make this bed up because we were the ones in his bed, in my parents' bed, watching TV while they were gone, and we messed it up. So he asked us to go and make this bed. And for some reason, me and my brother just talking about him. We making the bed up, and I'm throwing, now this is a king size bed, old school, real king size bed. So I'm throwing the sheet over there for him to get it so we can fix the bed. He's on one side, I'm on the other side. And so my brother is standing in this position. I'm standing on this side. Our bedroom door is on that side. So I'm making up the bed. I'm like, he's so lazy. Who he think he is? Why do he always have us doing his job? This his job. This his bed. My daddy is a big man. Has always been a big black man, okay? And he's tall. And I was just this little scrawny thing. Honey, I didn't even have all of these. No, I did not purchase these. These was made by God. Anyway, so I've always been little tomboy. So this was back in the late 80s, okay? So we're supposed to be making a bed, and I'm just yakking. And then throwing the other sheet or the comforter that goes over the bed, and my brother's just like, and we was talking junk together, and my brother's just like frozen. He's not saying anything, and I'm like, Mike, Michael. I'm shaking him like, hey, shaking the blanket like, get the blanket. Why you stop talking? And he just frozen. Honey, do you know? I turned around to see what he was looking at, because he was frozen. Like, I turned around, and it was my daddy standing in the door. Baby, when I say my daddy went and got that belt and wore my behind out, and I felt like I didn't deserve that spanking. But as I got older and realized, who do you think you are running your mouth and talking about your daddy? You the one that messed up this bed. This man been at work all day. He been wherever he been all day, and he asked you to do something. Don't he clothe you, feed you, da 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 da. I get it. Some people look at that as abuse. I look at it as, that's what you deserve. I earned that. I earned that spanking because I had no business doing all this. I should have just been doing more of this. And my brother got the heck up out of that. No, he did not get a spanking because I was the one that got caught. Okay, so that's just one story. Another thing me and my homegirls wanted to know. We want to know, what did your parents say, Janet? We want to know what Janet Jackson's parents said when her brother married his sister-in-law. Now, I know that allegedly. I mean, nobody don't know if they was married for real, for real. You don't really know. I mean, I hate to get into these people's business like that because I don't want to be one of them people who be in people's business like that. But maybe just I was being in her business when I asked about if she ever got a spanking there. She would never forget. That was just, something funny. Because the other whoopings I got there, baby, it wasn't funny. And I ain't going to forget it, but I ain't going to tell you about it, okay? Anyway, what did your parents say, like, specifically? Like, what was the conversation that they had with you all or the children when all of this happened? Because, I mean, I know things like this. You hear things like this all the time in Alabama, like Uncle Cousins and Auntie Mama and Mama Sister. However, anyway, things happen. Now, I ain't judging nobody. I leave the judging to Judge Judy, Judge Mathis, Judge Maybelline. I ain't judging, okay? Because it could have been in my family. Hell, it could be in my family for all I know. I don't know. I just want to know what the dinner conversations are like, or do we just act like, most of us act like nothing even happened? The next question is, how many languages do you speak, Janet? Like, you've been around the world and now, I can't find my baby. You've been all around the world. And how many languages do you speak, like, fluently? What language and country that you visited that excites you the most? Like, where have you been that really excites you, and just their way of living is mesmerizing for you? It's not just educational, but it makes you appreciate their lifestyle. Because I know I've been a few places, and it woke me up and it made me more appreciative of my life here in the States. Not saying that this is the best, we the best, I didn't say that, but I didn't say we the worst or either, or as Steve Harvey say, the stupidest. We want to know, are you going to do any more movies? Like, we've seen you do the Tyler Perry movie. Are you going to write a movie? Have you thought about it? Songwriting, like, have you ever thought of showing up at a forum, or at one of these long table galas that they have, and they have all these industry people? I don't ever see you doing anything like that, but I think you've been so that she has been so influential. She's in everything, even in things that, not just women, but things that we see men or persons who identify as men doing in the culture. Okay, Janet is everywhere. It's all for you. It's all for you. Sometimes it makes me want to scream. But anyway, I want to know between me and homegirls, we ask, here from the next flick and heels. When was the last time you had to put your foot down about something? Be real assertive and say, I said what I said. When was the last time you had to do that? We want to know. We want to have a discussion, kind of like we homegirls. Like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I don't really do politics here because you know how people be ticking and stuttering. I don't do politics here, so I wouldn't ask her any political questions. It would be interesting to hear her view, especially since she's well traveled. Her husband's background, his religion. Again, I don't want to get into religion. Just ideas and this whole socioeconomic situation. You can enlighten us on some experiences that you've had as far as the state of our economy and politics altogether. So I remember I watched Fox Soul. I like the combination of Claudia, Selena Johnson singing, Selena's songwriting. That girl's pen game is nice. I love it. I also love her background singers. She's great background singers. So I said Claudia, Selena Johnson, Vivica Fox, and Lisa Ray. So they were on Fox Soul and they were discussing the situation with Ari Fletcher. If you don't know about it, you won't know about it here because I'm not going to discuss that. You can go over to Fox Soul or you can Google her and find out what happened with her. Anyway, she was dropped from Savage Fenty, from Robin's clothing line as a not a sponsor. She was basically, as a brander. She was branding. She was wearing their brand basically. I don't know why my words are getting flustered. Maybe I need to eat some popcorn. Popcorn love. I only like a certain type of popcorn. And today I got Crunch and Munch. I love Crunch and Munch, but it have to be fresh out the seal. My favorite popcorn is poppy corn or poppy, whatever it is. It's fancy, it's caramel, and they have really large nuts in it. And I like the combination. I don't like regular basic popcorn because the kernels and all that other stuff, it irritates my gum. And with me being a singer and everything, sometimes that little thing, it gets in there and I can't. Let's wait a while before it's too late. Don't wait a while to eat your Captain popcorn crunch with who did I say this was? Crunch and Munch. You wait too long to eat that Crunch and Munch, it'll get stale on you and it'll have a hard time going down. Speaking of going down, anytime, any place, I don't care who's around. Have we ever felt like that? Okay, that's going into an adult conversation. That I am not trying to have today. No, I'm not trying to have that conversation today. Okay. Come back to me. I'm begging you, please. I felt like that about a restaurant one time. Hodges. I remember Hodges used to be a little spot. Our church used to be across the street in the parking lot when we had lost the church before that church and the space before that space. That's a whole nother story. back to the Fox Soul question. So the Claudia Jordan proposed. She said, but since they dropped Ari, they was like, Riri, we are open and available over here. So if you would like to, we'll be brand ambassadors. We'll do it. If you want to hire us, we are willing to, for women of a certain mature age. Claudia was down, Lisa Ray was down, Vivica and Selena. Lisa Ray, I believe, was like, get your coins, girl, get your. I feel like it would be great. And I asked this question. This was my question. Do you have a clothing line out? And I'm not asking as that's all women do, nail polish, hair, clothing line. But I wanted to know, do you have an apparel? Do you have jewelry? Are you interested in maybe, having these things out? And I'm not saying because you have to have 50,000 million streams of income. You Janet Jackson, we know you got it. We know you got it. We know you got it. However, I would like to know, like, would you model? I mean, sis, we know you got the body. And would you model? Your own. I mean, why not? Hell, I would get a body double, honey. If I can get rid of all of this playground at the playground. Anyway. I would like to ask those questions and just have those discussions. Now, to you, this may have seemed like a whole bunch of nothing. And that's okay, because this may not be the channel for you. It may not be for you to have the next flick and heels. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you'll come back. Maybe, maybe not. Whatever you do, look out for you. Okay? And while you're doing it, remember what Janet Jackson did in Poetic Justice. Come here, Lucky. You want to smell my... You want to smell my no. Thank you for stopping by the NextFlick and Heels. Today's shoes are brought to you by Jessica Simpson. These are Jessica Simpson's. Every shoe has a story to tell. I should bring that. Every shoe, it has a story to tell. So, when I picked these out, I said I wasn't going to purchase them. Oh, but I did. It's the pleasure principle. You may think I'm crazy, but I'm serious. And that's the problem. That's why you're going to come back. You're going to come back and watch this again.